guys, Dan Watson, LearningCameras.com, and sorry it's been so long since I made a video, but we're going to get things going again. So these are the things for under 50 bucks that you need to make sure that you have in your bag if you are a photographer. These are things I use all the time. They're cheap, and this is the way to go if you ever need to one-up some of your stuff. These are the accessories to do it with. And like I said, these are things that easy birthday presents, any kind of gag gift, anything like that. So anytime you need something, this is what I go for. The biggest one for me is a strap. I hate the straps that come with cameras. They're awful. This is a Black Rapid Sport, but there are plenty of other ones that do the same job. And what this allows me to do is distribute the weight a little bit more on my shoulders rather than on the back of my neck. And that makes a huge difference for me. Now, if you're not going with the strap, this is a GorillaPod. This is a smaller one. I use this mostly for lights, but they do have a little bit heavier duty one that will work for cameras too, as long as they're not too heavy. And if you're using the one for cameras, they work well for if you need to take an HDR, if you need to do time-lapse, something like that. You don't have a tripod with you, those do the trick. These I use, like I said, for lights. If you're adding a little bit of rim light, you need a little bit of fill, you can throw this somewhere, attach it, and it works very well for that. Now, along with light, we've got some ND filters to block the light out. And this works really well if you're taking a picture of water. That's pretty much the only time I use it, but waterfalls, oceans, whatever it is, you want a little bit of motion blur in those shots. It makes a huge difference. And so this will block out some of that light, let us lower that shutter speed, get a little bit more motion blur in that. Here's a light, and these are 160 LEDs. You can buy a lot more. I've got bigger panels for my main lights, but this is a 160. This is a CN160. They also have a YN160. Those are two brands that make these cheap. They're cheap. They hold AA batteries, but they work. And if you need to, these are not variable temperature, but they do come with a filter to put inside to convert this from daytime LED to tungsten light, 3200 Kelvin. So if you need to balance a little bit more, you can do that. It comes with it, and this is the way to go. I use these all the time. Rim lights, a little bit of fill. That's a nice touch. If you're using a flash, get one of these. Flash gels. Please, please balance your light. If you're shooting in tungsten, pick up one of these. These will turn your flash, which is balanced for daylight at 5500 Kelvin, to tungsten, which is 3200 Kelvin. You definitely want to go with one of those. This is just a memory card, but man, I've had it happen before that I've left my memory card at home, not for a professional shoot, but for personal stuff. I keep one of these in my car, sometimes even in my wallet. It's a good way to go. You can buy these things for so cheap. I mean, for your real cards, get the nice ones, but for a backup card, 10, 15 bucks, pick up one, throw it in your car, and never have an issue of not having those. And the same thing goes with these. These are lens cleaning cloths. Please don't use a towel on your lenses. Works on screens, your electronics, anything. Pick up a bunch of them. They're cheap as dirt. If you're using off-camera flash, a good way to diffuse that light is with an umbrella. These are easy, portable. They collapse and put down in seconds. It is a way to go. Someone can hold it. You can put it with a light like this. You can use it with a flash. Definitely get an umbrella if you need something quick, easy, and cheap. 30, 40 bucks for one of those, even a big size 48-incher. This is a 36 or 48. And that will do the trick for you at diffusing the light. The other thing right here is a monopod. This is not the one you want if you're doing photography, but this is great for video. And you can pick up a photography type monopod for about 30, 40 bucks. And basically what that does is allow you to kind of get some stabilization going. If you're shooting sports, it's great. If you're shooting longer telephoto lenses, wildlife, anytime I'm using anything over 200 millimeters, I try to bring a monopod. Makes that camera much easier to hold, takes the weight off of you and your arms and gets it onto that monopod and balances things out a lot better for you. So you can shoot longer, shoot more steady. Definitely the way to go. So these are the things. Man, don't spend a lot of money. Get these things cheap. Most of these things are under 50 bucks, and some of them are way under 50 bucks. Spend the stuff on the good gear, but man, these things can make a huge difference. Throw them in your car. This is your throwaway stuff. It will make a difference. The ND filters, don't go too cheap on. It'll make a difference in your picture quality. This one's Tiffin. I think they run about 25 to 50 bucks depending on the size you go for something like that. It's going to be your average middle of the road. If you're shooting If you're shooting video, you might want a variable ND filter rather than a fixed one like this, but if you're shooting photography, these will do the trick. Buy whatever your biggest lens is. So for me, I think this one's a 77 millimeter, and that does all but one of my lenses. And then I've got, it's kind of stuck on there, but I've got a reducer on here to bring it down to more normal sizes, and most of them are around 60, I think it's like 68, 72 millimeters in most of my lenses. So one filter, get some step-up rings, and that'll do the trick for you. So, you know, that's it. That's basic. Get these things. Make sure you fill your bag with stuff like this. They're all good. Nothing bad. You can get more expensive gear if you want. It's good, but, you know, at this stuff, it just works, and it'll make a difference in your photos. Getting it right. No excuses for not having these. So, thanks for watching. We got some more videos coming up, so stay tuned for that.